Hello and welcome to my new video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Lex, and you might notice we're in a little different spot today for an island tour. I usually start my tours at the airport, but there is in fact no connection between the airport and the rest of my island on Mini Isle. So welcome to my island. You will find some gifts right out front resident services, and I wanted to start here because this is the focal point for my island. I do also want to say shout out Human Rainstorm for creating the Mini Isle flag. I think it fits the island so well. It's so cute. Yeah, let me show you the map first. Like I said, there are some gifts here, so you should definitely pick those up if you want to visit the dream address. If you're interested in visiting, let me go ahead and share that for you. So here is the island map. If you're new to Mini Isle, this is a miniature island I've been building for over a year now, I do believe. Mini Isle has been years in the making though, because this is actually the second rendition of the island. This is the dream address if you would like to visit. Obviously, as you can see, the island is mostly water. I wanted to see if I could work an island up with all of the necessary buildings. The museum doesn't count, by the way. Don't say anything about that. But keep it very small. How to decorate an island, but not have any filler areas. Everything is like mandatory, except for the area right in front of where I'm standing. Don't worry about that either. We have the villagers Drift, Dina, Nibbles, Chatter, Pate, and Wart Jr. I'm not calling her Pate, by the way. I know that that's how she's supposed to be pronounced, but it doesn't have an accent. The E doesn't have an accent, and she's not food to me. So anyway, Wart Jr., and then Tasha, and then Baracalo. So the goal was to have all short villagers, and I wanted 2 of each. So that's why there are frogs, mice, squirrels, and ducks, and that is it. So the neighborhoods are actually split up by the species that I have here. But like I said, this island has been years in the making because I originally wanted to make one as a cherry blossom city, gave up on that, and then revisited it, you know, years later, and then had to take a break from it. So this island has been through the ringer, and I am so proud to finally have it finished and to be able to share it with you. Right in front of resident services, I do have this little city space. So we have a food truck here with some bistro tables, and then on the other side, I have like a little convenience store vibe. I wanted like another little place to sit. So there's some ice cream, and then a little newspaper stand, essential for your city island. I think this is super cute. I did want to keep the edges of the island feeling full, so I do have a bunch of plant partitions around. I love my little sidewalk pathway codes, by the way. If you're interested, I will pop the Pinterest board in the description with all of the codes I use on this island, as well as some of the ones that I just considered using. This is the first villager neighborhood here. So these 2 houses are the same species. If I'm not mistaken, these are the squirrels. Yeah, so these are Tasha and Nibbles, my favorite little girls. This is just a casual little neighborhood. I made all the houses match, except for the curtain colors because you can't change those. The houses on the island match. You do not need to go in and explore the interiors, as I did not change them from what the villagers had initially. I just wanted it to be pretty natural. Their houses are not the focal point. This is very much an exterior focused island on the fact that it's miniature. You know, it's mini, so there's less to see. It makes sense. Just hear me out. I wanted to include a bunch of these little phone booths around too, because I think they add height and they're kind of cute items, and I just never get to use these since I don't do city islands. This was what caused me to take so long to make the island, by the way. The city core. I have never done a city island in my life. Also, you can see I did some little mini islands off to the side for the view, so you can see that one over there. This is a plant shop. I do believe this is my duck neighborhood, so this one I believe is this one's Dina, and then on the opposite side of the island in the same spot is Pate, my little cutie. I have gyroids running the shops here. They were also at the newspaper stand and stuff. If you didn't see, I love the gyroids on my island. They are very special to me. And yeah, the little vending machines and stuff. So this is Dina's house. I just wanted to give all of the villagers some kind of little shop area or something to focus around their house when they are on their own like this. Up on the cliffs around resident services, I put the frogs. I thought they could have more natural spaces for their houses. So this one, I believe, believe is Drift, and Drift runs the little community playground. Isn't it so cutie? I've never been able to use the playground items on an island, so I thought this was a perfect opportunity to do so. Obviously with some vending machines. Kids love it here. Kids love it here. I used some sand patterns to add some little like dirt drawings too, and I thought that was so cute. I love these. So yeah, that's Drift, and then right across the way, because of course I have some symmetry going on, this is my other frog villager. This is Wart Jr. He has a little bakery outside his house and his own little, this kind of to me is like a little gift shop area. So bakery, some flowers, perhaps, whatever. It's different from the plant shop. And then you'll see these tiny libraries around. Honestly, they could just be tiny libraries, but I'm envisioning them as like mailboxes for the houses, which I know a lot of people do on city islands. I just think that vibe is so cute. Obviously, I have some gyroids running this as well. They're little cuties, little cute guys. But yeah, this is perhaps my favorite villager yard. I think that Wart Jr.'s area just came out really lovely, and I love that. Oh, we have Chatter wanting to say something. Chatter is an honorary member of the island because he is like, if you've been in the streams, he's very important to the Lex Play channel lore. Chatter, we have a chatter of the day, and we spell it like that. So if you're in the streams, you have the chance to be the chatter of the day, which is just an honorary title. But I wanted to have Chatter on one of my islands, so. But yeah, Chatter has just given me a gift for Drift, so I need to take that over at some point. Then to this side, I did make this villager home. So this is Pate's house. Like I said, the ducks are symmetrical on the island, so they're on either side of resident services, just like the frogs. I gave Pate the post office area, and of course there's a little gyroid running it, so she doesn't have to do it herself. But I think this is so cute. He's going crazy, going stupid over there, by the way. I love that gyroid. He's my favorite worker on the island. He is my elite employee. But yeah, I thought this was super cute. A good opportunity to use some more post office signage. I love that. And then the little packages I think are adorable. One thing about this island that really challenged me was just learning how to use layering in a city area, because I have always done very natural spaces on my island. So this was a really cool opportunity to experiment, I guess, with learning how to do that kind of layering instead. And let me tell you, I have so much respect for people who do city core islands all the time, because it was not easy. I do have this little bike rental space over here just as a treat, because I love little bike rental spaces. I just love seeing parking lots on people's islands, so I wanted something like that on mine. And then this is the edge of the island, obviously. So lots of plant partitions, keeping the villagers safe. This is the mouse neighborhood, actually. So this is Chatter's house. He just happens to be standing out in front of it, working out, I suppose. Yoga King. And then this is my other mouse over here. I love my little mice villagers. I can't remember who this is. Broccolo, duh. Okay. Broccolo and Chatter, so we've got like a broccoli and cheese vibe going on in this corner of the island. I think their little houses are super cute too. Again, I tried to use items that would add height, since this is a very structured island and I don't use a lot of like natural terraforming except for around the frog houses, but I think it turned out well. So yeah, here is my little gyroid for this stand, by the way. Very important. He is also an elite employee. He's doing a great job. He reminds me of a Korok for some reason. And then little secret area time, little secret behind resident services, boom, a pathway. I set the island at this time of day specifically for these lights because they look so nice at this time. So if you were wondering, we've got Able Sisters on this side. This was one of the first little areas that I did actually when I started actually decorating. So I placed all the buildings on the island and then started going in and like decorating the streets. And the shop area I think just came a lot more naturally because I knew exactly what sort of items I wanted to use. So yeah, here is Nook's Cranny. I love the little shopping carts, the vending machines. Some of my favorite items for City Core. I did also obviously include an ABD because I never remember to get money before I go to the store. And then over here is my little campsite area. I gave them a tiny little fishing rod post, no bait or anything, so it's really up to them to like catch some fish here. But if you know me, you know who's in the campsite. I will come back to this at the end of the video so you have time to guess. If you know me, you know who's in here, who has to be on my island. But yeah, I gave the campsite a cute little sitting space, very natural. I wanted this area to feel like a little vacay away from the city core elements. So I really like my little campsite off to the side. And I like the view here too, because this is another just mini island purely for looks. Purely for looks. I love Mini Isle because it is itself a mini isle, and it is also dotted with mini islands. Then this is my home area. I'm very close to the back of the island. I love the view off the right side of my house, but I just have a very casual little sitting area up here, some scooters of my own. I'm like Tom Nook out here, capitalist queen. And then, yeah, these little market spaces down here, like a little, it almost feels like a little flea market to me, I guess, run by this gyroid. Nobody on the island has to work because we have these gyroids doing our bidding, I suppose. But yeah, here's the view off to the right side of my house. This is one of the first like island areas I built up as a view. I just thought it was really nice to come out of my house and immediately have the trees and stuff to the right, even though this is supposed to be city core. You know I have to have my natural elements. I will also share the inside of my house with you, but as you can see, I kept it small intentionally. My name on the island is Mini Lex. My house has to be miniature too. I wanted the small version. That was the biggest challenge of the island, actually. I only had 120 storage the entire time I was building this, so I couldn't like stockpile items or save things. Like I was constantly working with a very little space. So yeah, let's go in and see my little house. I should have disclaimed that I am not an interior designer. I guess I did when I said I didn't do the villager houses, but I just used what I had remaining for the inside of my home. So I have this little couch area. I wanted to have like a little living room space. The concept here is that I'm still moving in. Don't you think that's so clever? So I have these cardboard boxes. Since I didn't have everything I wanted for my home interior, I was like, oh my God, you know what? I can throw stuff together and then I can say I'm moving in. I'm new here. I'm new. This house is only one room. I didn't hide any of the rooms away. Like I said, I kept it the miniature version of the house. So this is my little bedroom nook. I have my switch. I have my little assistant gyroid on the wall. I have my dresser. And then over here is like my walk-in closet, except it's just the hallway. I love the designs on the walls. I feel like they really bring something to this area. So yeah, this is my little closet area. And then I have a little kitchen with laundry, of course, my essentials only. Can I close this? Hello? Anyway, I did remember to polish, which is new for me because I usually don't. So shout out previous Lex for polishing some things. Imagine that. Yeah, I love my little kitchen space. It is very obviously still being unpacked. We have some sloppy stuff going on at the sink. The knife block is on an overturned carton. Just hear me out. I'll unpack eventually. It's going well so far, though. I love my little couch, too. It feels like something I just picked up on Facebook Marketplace, which is so accurate for me as a person. So obviously, because this is a mini island, it's not going to be a long tour. There is less to see than the typical island has because this is a small island, mini even. So let me go and show you who is in the campsite. A little callback moment. It is exactly who you think it is. If you've been in any of my streams, if you've ever been on one of my villager hunts where we talk about encountering her, it is the one, the only Kiki. You already knew. Kiki is my favorite villager, and even though she didn't fit into this island theme, she has to be on the island somehow, so she is now immortalized as the island's campsite visitor. I'm sorry for putting you in the hellscape that is perpetual campsite. You're just stuck here for eternity, queen. Anyway, let's skedaddle. So anyway, thank you so much to all of you who did join along and watch this island come together in streams. I hope those of you who are just encountering it enjoy the island. I am very proud of the concept of it. I have always wanted to make a mini isle to explore perhaps a theme that I wasn't super enthused about. So if you have a theme that you'd like to try but that you don't know if you can marry yourself to for an entire island, I recommend doing this, making a miniature island where you get to explore the theme without having to do a ton of builds with it. Like I said, this still took me a long time just because city core is not my vibe, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I love the color scheme of the island. I love my villagers. I love the species. I think it's all so cute. Thank you for watching, and feel free to make some guesses about what my next island theme is going to be. I'm going to be live tomorrow, if you're watching this when it comes out, Friday. That's August 1st. I'm going to be creating my new island on stream, so I hope to see you there, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. But for now, bye!